Morning world, or afternoon world even. It's about 2 p.m. in the afternoon. It's Monday the 7th of May 2018. So, Mercury is now getting closer and closer to Uranus. It is square Mars. Mars is getting closer and closer to square to Uranus. The level of immediacy, anticipation, even trepidation seems to be growing, hopefully not as fast as it could be. I'm hoping and praying that we're going to get through this next 10 to 12 days in one piece. It's going to be interesting. So someone wrote to me the other day and said, yeah, it's all very well you giving the dates of people's birthdays who are going to be affected, but what about the generations? And I thought, that's a really interesting question. So here's a few generations. For example, I'm looking at the generation born over 1956 and 1957, when Neptune was at 0 degrees of Scorpio. I'm also looking at the generation of 1974-75, when Uranus was at 0 degrees of Scorpio. And I'm also looking at the generation of 1984 and 1985, 1983, 84, 85, when Pluto was at 0 degrees of Scorpio, particularly late 83 and the first half of 84, when Saturn and Pluto were at 0 degrees of Scorpio. Now, obviously, the upcoming transits with Uranus at 0 degrees of Taurus and Mars at 0 degrees of Aquarius, retrograding square Uranus 3 times over the next 4 months, obviously they're not going to be affecting all of these people. Or rather, actually, they are going to be affecting all of these people, but not in the same way. If you're one of those generations with one of the outer planets, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune or Pluto, at 0 degrees of Scorpio, or if you're old or young enough, at 0 degrees of Leo, Taurus or Aquarius, then yes, you'll probably be affected big time by the upcoming transits of Uranus and Mars, but not necessarily in a negative way. If, however, in your personal horoscope, you've got squares or oppositions to those points in your horoscope, 0 degrees of the fixed signs, Taurus, Scorpio, Leo, Aquarius, and if you've got squares or oppositions to those points in your horoscope, then yes, you are minorly at risk over the coming 10 to 12 days of saying or doing something you'd later regret, or losing the plot, or completely getting things out of proportion, biting off more than you can chew. It could get difficult. Now, if I go back in time about 4 or 5 months ago, I remember doing a video on this and pointing out that Her Majesty the Queen of England has the Sun at 0 degrees of Taurus. That Prince Charles, who may or may not be king at some stage in the future, has the Moon at 0 degrees of Taurus, and that Prince William has Jupiter at 0 degrees of Scorpio. I have said in the past that this transit is going to have a major impact on the fortunes of the British royal family. I've also made it clear that I do have a great time for the hardcore of the British royal family. I am not a royalist. I am a monarchist. It is not who the people are that I like. It is the roles they take on, because I'm still, perhaps a bit naively, a subscriber to the old magical systems of the way the world works. And Britain needs a king or a queen. It is not the individual, it is the role. Although the Queen of England was never meant to be queen, yet with Saturn on the midheaven in her chart, she said she would stay there till she dies, and she will. And I have said many times that I suspect that she will outlive her son. Whether that's true or not remains to be seen. I still believe that there are to be some rather startling changes in the fortunes of the British royal family within the next 2 weeks. And I am not just talking about the supposed wedding that's coming up on the 19th of May. But it's not just them. It's everybody with planets around the 0 degrees of the fixed signs. And I would extend this 28, 29 cardinal, 0, 1 of the fixed. So if you're one of these people, then the next 10, 12, 14 days, it's not going to be easy. And the world is going to be a different place in 2 weeks' time. Now, I don't want to sort of spread worry or fear around here, because there is a lot of positives here as well. Change is not always disruptive, negative or challenging. Change can be stimulating, innovative, exciting, fun and adventurous. But because it's a square, that means that change is going to have to be activated. So there's going to be windows of opportunity for change coming up. If we take them, then this is a great time for initiating, beginning, instigating, starting something new. Taking chances, not risks. Chances are those which will work more than 51% of the time. Risks are those which will not work more than 49% of the time. It's also about being wise enough to know when to take action and when not to. It's not about hiding under the bed, and it's not about running away. It's about wisdom, the domain of the wise. It's about internal understanding or intelligence. The reason most of you guys, watch me is because you're genuinely interested in astrology. Those people don't find astrology, astrology finds people. And if you get that, then you're well on your way to getting an understanding of astrology and magic with a small m. And if astrology has found you, then that means that you already got the basic intelligence, understanding, knowledge and wisdom to not let your lives get out of proportion. You're one of the intelligent ones. Hopefully I am too. So I'll keep doing the updates on this over the coming week or two, and let's see where we stand in 2 weeks' time. I'm excited. I'm a little nervous as well. Catch you later, world. Bye.